What it is, yo? What's up? What it do, everybody? Stacy, do you hear me, hon? Oh, thank you so much, Davina, masquerading as her husband. What it do? What it do, Stacy? I've been missing you, girl. Where you been? And then I got Clarence in here. What it do, Clarence? What it do? If you are here, say hello. I think I got everybody though. Everybody that's here has announced themselves. Stacy says sound effects, Tasha time. What time is it? Tasha time. Oh gosh. Okay. Yep. Oh, thank you for saying that you love my dress, Davina. Thanks. I try to look fab for y'all 78% of the time. The other part, y'all just gonna get raw, unadulterated Tasha. But oh gosh. And then what did you say there? Here. Yo, it's all you buttoning. Oh, you saw me buttoning. Yeah, you know what? This shirt got a little stress, where, things happen right there. I might unbutton it. I'm not trying to be a peep show, but it might have to happen because I don't want that button to pop. And you've been kind of sick. I figured something had to have happened, and I was very worried about you, Stacy. And I ain't just saying that. I was truly very worried about you because gotta look out for my elder stateswoman in the house. So it's very good to see everybody here. Um, let's see. I got 4 people in here, and I've spoken to 3. So somebody is being quiet, but that's all good. You can be incognito if you like. If I can get everybody to tap on that like button wherever you're watching, that would be fantastic. Thank you very much. Now, let me get some things out the way first and foremost. Welcome to After the Snap. I'm your host, Tasha Pierce. This is the weekly wrap up. And because it's Saturday and we wrap this whole week up on Saturdays. And I thank you for being here with me. Now I'm gonna try to tell you really quick because I got some of my super supporters here right now. What I'm trying to do with this here show. And what I'm trying to do is grow, of course. Growing is a big part of what any YouTuber wants to do. I also want to become uh, I guess what you call a certified critic. And one of the ways that I can do that is by just having 30,000 subscribers. And I'm probably short about 28.5K. Now I know we're not gonna make that up in just with the viewers that I have right now, and that's fine because right now we're building that community, and I'm kind of cool with that. However, if you know anybody who would be interested in this type of content, I am, I guess, imploring you to share my channel, share one of the videos that you like. I'm going to get a little bit better about breaking these things down into more palatable pieces for people who don't know me and are not 100% certain they want to commit an hour or two with me. But if you all can start sharing with your friends, I would truly appreciate it. So that's it. That's all about that. So if you're here, you wanna say hello, please say hello. I got my likes. I appreciate that from you all. And now let's get this thing started. And one of the things that I wanted to start with was just off the top because I didn't include it in the agenda. However, if you ever wanted to know what the agenda was, wherever you're watching, you might want to look in the description of this live stream, and it will have a bunch of links. And those links will tell you the articles that I use to do my kind of research to make sure I'm not just telling you anything, because I can definitely tell you anything. But I don't want to do that. I want to spit facts, because the last thing I really want is to ever be on that list of people that, when they say you can't trust this YouTuber or this critic or whatever, you know, movies is subjectivity, and I'm going to think one thing about a movie and somebody else is going to think something else. But some things are indisputable. And when there are facts, oh, good, Clarence. But when there are facts, I want to make sure that I'm presenting facts along with whatever commentary that we might have, whatever discourse. So it is what it is. We're going to again, we're going to see what we can do about growth and making sure that what we are saying lines up with the facts. None of, in fact, except for when we have an opinion, because I'm an opinionated beer. So, off the top, because I didn't include it in that agenda that I put in the description of these videos, I want to talk about Bill Murray hinting that he's going to appear in Marvel's Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. And let me put this up here real quick so we can talk about that. Before we get into Bill Murray, Clarence shared that he recently submitted to be a Rotten Tomato critic as well. And I am looking forward to seeing your ideas and stuff. And I also, Clarence is the host, one of the hosts of Discussing Trek, which is probably my favorite podcast for some years now. And I could go into a long diatribe, and I don't know if I make him feel uncomfortable when I do that. But if you want to catch up on Trek, if you want to have an extensive breakdown of the episodes, especially of this new Trek, we're starting new seasons of Prodigy and Discovery soon. And if you want to come along for the ride, Clarence and his crew over on Discussing Trek have a wonderful podcast. They do it mostly in audio format. So, like when you're doing your walks or you're going grocery shopping and you can't particularly watch something, you want to just listen to something, they have an excellent show. I am hoping that they do some more on YouTube, because I like looking at the guys too. They a handsome little bunch. And yeah. So Clarence is saying he is submitted to be a Rotten Tomatoes critic. Stacy was asking, what's a Rotten Tomatoes critic? And that is that website that so many people use to determine what the public and the critics are feeling about a movie or a TV series. That website has a list of people who are approved to be critics. And what Clarence is saying is basically that he is going to that he submitted to be a critic on that platform, and I will be doing so as well. On YouTube, you kind of have to have 30,000 subscribers. I'm falling a little short, but we're going to get there. Oh, Clarence. No, thank you. You've given me so much entertainment over so many years. And I'm not about to go into it. I could actually just start being your biggest fangirl here, but we're gonna get into this wrap up. But I truly hope that both of us realize that I guess, I don't know if it's a dream, that ambition to be a certified critic. Yeah, because I wouldn't mind. I love sitting in the movies, and I wouldn't mind getting paid. Interesting. And thanks. No problem, Stacy. No problem. So back what we were saying here. A Rotten Tomatoes critic, and I got who was on YouTube. I'm sorry, who was on Facebook and who was on Twitter watching me. If you want to say hi in the chat, I would appreciate that. So I don't miss out addressing anybody. But yeah, Bill Murray, and y'all know Bill Murray. Y'all do know Bill Murray, right? He's been around forever. And he is an icon in comedy, some drama, mostly comedy for Bill Murray. And of course, he's getting up there in age, and he's probably done everything except an MCU movie. So he is saying that possibly he dropped a little hint that he may be appearing in Marvel's Ant-Man and the Ant-Man Quantumania. Gosh, I was about to say in the Multiverse of Madness. Okay, according to a German newspaper and Google Translate, Bill Murray may be taking his superpowers to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Let's see here. And he doesn't sound like he's super excited about it. I think he just really wanted to add that feather to his cap. So basically, I'm going to give you what he said. The context was apparently a question about working with directors multiple times, given that Murray was promoting his current 9th collaboration with Wes Anderson, The French Dispatch. I kind of want to see that movie too. But Murray was using said Marvel movie to explain why he favors certain directors. So he said, recently I made a Marvel movie. Like, that's something that everybody does every day. He said, I got to know the director and really liked him very much. He was funny, humble, everything you want from a director. And the actor went on to explain, and with the cheerleader story, Bring It On, he made a movie years ago, which I think is damn good. So I agreed. Now, of course, we know that Bring It On was directed by Peyton Reed, and Peyton Reed has been helming these Ant-Man movies. And the next one is Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, which is set. See, I'm about to unbutton it. Which is set for 2023. So it looks like he's entering the MCU via Quantumania. And he said, now I've at least tried out what it's like to shoot a Marvel movie, but I don't think I need that experience a second time. So it sounds like to me, he did it. He just wanted to experience it. And he is the type of actor who can experience what he wants to experience. He's paid his dues. So he's probably going to be in Ant-Man Quantumania. Now, the question has been on a lot of people's mind, what role would he play in Ant-Man? And the speculation has heavily been that he might be playing Scott Lang's father. That is the rumor part of this whole thing. Everything else I said just now has been widely reported. But one of the things is that most people think that he will be Scott Lang's father. We don't have any substantiation for that. But if you guys got any ideas of what you think he might be doing in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, I keep wanting to put him in the Multiverse of Madness for some reason. If you have any clue what he might be doing in that movie, put it in the chat. I'd like to see your ideas and share some of your ideas moving forward. All right. And then our second main topic today is concerning the box office. And I guess it's going to combine two things, the box office and Dune. And if you haven't been living under a rock, you know that Dune the sequel has finally been greenlit by Legendary and Warner Brothers. So that's going to get a theatrical only window in October 2023. So just 2 years from now, and I say just, that's a long time when that's a long time when you left on a cliffhanger to be waiting for the next part of a movie. But yeah, it shouldn't have been a surprise. I was still kind of surprised simply because of the way Warner has handled Dune, and I'm not gonna go on that rant again. I'm not gonna go on that rant again. But we know Dune Part 2 is gonna be coming out, and you knew that the contract was going to definitely state that it will definitely get a theatrical window after the mess that was 2020 and the first 2/3. Yeah, the first 2/3 of 2021. So we know he had to have that in his contract. It can't be put anywhere else, day and date. So we got basically what we wanted. If you've seen the Dune, many people who've seen it have wanted a, a, a sequel. We knew we were supposed to get a sequel. They are only making it official right now, and I'm kind of glad of that. Now, while we're talking about Dune and movies that get sequels, it's like a lot of people want to know, what does it take for a movie to get a sequel nowadays? What makes a movie profitable? And again, we talked about how much money it cost to put Dune out. And that besides the production budget, which was like 160 some odd $1 million, and then another 100 something $1 million in promotion and marketing. So we're expecting this movie to turn a profit. That's usually what makes us get a sequel. Now, for Dune to turn a profit, we need to see big box office numbers moving forward. Now, assuming that the number of theaters stays the same, our normal drop in box office goes from the first weekend to the second weekend. So the first weekend, if Dune made 40 some odd $1 million, a drop of greater than 60% shows us that the performance is dropping off heavily, and it will disappear soon. It won't. It won't. Don't have legs. And when we say does it have legs, we mean how long can it last? This one doesn't have. I mean, I'm not going to say it doesn't have legs. A drop of greater than 60% indicates a weak future performance. We expect it to be around 40 to 50%. Dune, still in 4,125 theaters, has dropped 62% to 15.5 million in its second weekend. Now, typically, we would say, oh, the sky is falling, and everybody would run because 62% is a big drop. Remember, we are in a pandemic era, though, so these things are not necessarily the end of the world. By the end of week 2, they're thinking that Dune will have made roughly $70 million. So even if it doesn't turn a profit, and I'm going to give you another, even if Dune doesn't turn a profit, which I'm going to jump out on a limb and say it's not going to. It's not going to turn a profit, depending heavily upon what goes on overseas. But yeah, we knew we had to get the sequel. Just like Clarence stated last week, saying that something is part 1 is a promise that there's going to be a part 2. And especially when you have these big theaters or big studios making these statements, the part 2 is what we need. We need to know that the part 2 is greenlit. Now that it has been, we could talk about how it is going to miss being profitable, but it's a no-brainer. You got the first one on HBO Max, you put out the second one, bring that second one to HBO Max, and now you can build on the momentum of these movies to maybe possibly start a franchise. And isn't that what everybody wants now? Like when you're doing these big fantasy movies, uh, Denis Villeneuve has stated that he wants this to be a trilogy. So, I mean, when you're talking about doing like a franchise type movie, it is it only makes sense for Warner Brothers to bet on this movie right now, and that is what they're doing. They're betting on uh, Dune to maybe not turn a profit today, but to be profitable down the line. And I want to know what y'all think. Like, do you guys think that Dune has an opportunity to make the money that it is capable of making? Because if you've seen the movie, you know it's a beautiful movie. There is no excuse for us to even be questioning whether it might not be worth it. But again, business is business, and you know, money. I guess money is the measure, the measuring stick, the metric that these studios are using. And I think we got an opportunity here with Dune to make a whole hell of a lot of money, a whole lot of money, like a just a stupid dumb amount of money. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys think in the comments, the chat, wherever you're watching this. You know, you could put your thoughts in the comments and let me know uh, where you stand on the Dune train. And I did all of that, and I wasn't sharing the right tab, I don't think. Let me see. Oh, yep, I was. Silly me. I'm so silly. You know what I forgot to do? Right at the top of this episode, uh, I forgot to give you guys a black. I forgot to give you guys a black movie trivia question. How did y'all let me do that? You know I got a question prepared for you, and let me tell you, this was a question that I added because I had to have one question concerning what's his name? Tyler Perry. And if you know me, if you think you know me, then you know that I'm not the biggest Tyler Perry fan. However, I am definitely supportive of what he's done with his little movies. With little, listen to me, Lord have mercy, I'm being so condescending with his little movies. So here's our black movie trivia question of the day, and let me get back to where I can see. Um, Black movie trivia question of the day is: three of Tyler Perry's 10 Madea movies had opening weekends of 25 million or better. Name them, and I will give you a bonus point for naming them in order from lowest to highest grossing. Now, I'm going to ask that question again because I stumbled over my words. Three of Tyler Perry's 10 Madea movies had opening weekends of $25 million or better. I need you to name them, and you will get an additional point for naming them in order from lowest to highest grossing. And go. hopefully, hopefully somebody comes up with the answer to that one. It's kind of tough. You got to know your box office stuff. I got that. I let the question be there for a minute, and now I'm about to make her disappear. She's gone. Bye bye, Madea. Hope to never see you here on on after the snap the weekly wrap up ever again, unless you made a ton of money at the box office, and I hope you have not. Are they giving HBO Max numbers I haven't seen any yet. That's not to say that they haven't. Let me see. Well, I'm going to put it like this. um, it has been one of the most watched. If I'm, I don't want to make. I want to make sure I'm not stumbling and effing this up. It has been one of the most watched movies on HBO Max. It is even outperformed Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Suicide Squad. I don't know if it, yeah, I think it even outperformed Wonder Woman 84. If it didn't, it's up there. And Wonder Woman 84 was one of the most watched, like towards the beginning. And I think people kind of decided that I'm not too much effing with Wonder Woman 84. Wonder Woman 84 wasn't no good movie. I said it. I'm gonna take a sip of my water just in case anybody is clutching their pearls and need a little moment. I didn't like it at all. And that's one of those movies, of course, that has gotten greenlit for a sequel, the third part of that trilogy. And we knew that it was going to be a trilogy, but I truly was not I wasn't truly expecting Wonder Woman 84 was bad. After that first movie, I was like, I was so excited. And then it was bad. But anywho, I went off on a tangent. HBO Max is, they're saying that, hey, it did great on HBO Max because it is like one of the highest watched movies on HBO Max. But again, that ain't hard to be. Some of the movies, anyway. Some of the movies I was surprised underperformed, like the Suicide Squad. Oh, I just ripped my microphone right out the. Oh gosh, you're gonna have to give me a second. I done messed up. How did I do that? I ripped my mic right out. Am I that strong? I don't know. Hopefully that holds. I can't lean on it no more. But yeah, they again, good question, Clarence. They haven't given official numbers, but they have given us an idea that um, that it has done what they expected it to do, as far as bringing people in to watch the movie. A lot of people have watched it on HBO Max. Let's see what we got next here. This was something that I found very interesting, and it was talking about um, what is going to what they're naming themselves, I guess, as the Motown of animation. And anytime you hear Motown, you think about beautiful black. We did it ourselves. We didn't need your help, and like inclusivity. So this Motown of animation, and let me share the screen with you all. What they are saying, what they're calling the Motown of animation, is Lion Forge Animation. It they're going to, or what is called APGS. They set a first look deal with the outfit Lion Forge Animation. And if you remember that Oscar winning short that Matthew Cherry, who was an NFL player, um, if you remember, it won an Oscar and it was so beautiful and so well done. And I was super duper impressed. I was super duper impressed with what Matthew Cherry came up with when we call this little short Hair Love. So if you've never seen Hair Love, I am truly telling you, this is a short that you need to check out. And it won an Oscar. So The Alumni Pros Global Sports has set an exclusive partnership with David Stewart's Lionforge Animation, and it is the official partner and producer of all animated content conceived by the hundreds of professional athletes within the APGS network. Um, APGS advisors and investors include NBA Hall of Famers Dr. J, Julius Irvin, George Gervin, Spencer Haywood, Allen Iverson, Dikembe Mutombo, and Mitch Richmond. And that is uh, that is definitely one of the that is a who's who of basketball that I just said. And then your NFL Hall of Famer Ray Lewis and current NFL players Brandon Copeland and Tahir Whitehead. So of course, athletes are not one trick ponies most of the time. If you can remember, um, what's his name? Oh gosh, how do I forget his name? Lord, Kobe Bryant. Somebody need to kick me dead in my rump for stumbling over Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant also won an Oscar as a former athlete making shorts, making content, animated content, and let me tell you, um, that to me is a better way for them to invest in their own future than going out and buying chicken joints and and rap trying to be rappers. And I haven't said any names, so I wasn't talking about anybody in particular, but y'all know what it is. It's always when they leave sports, what do they do? Now, if you are big enough of a personality, you start to talk the sports that you used to play. But when you are less of a personality and you have other talent and other ideas, this is an outstanding outlet for these athletes after they have finished their professional careers. And like they said, there are even current NFL players who are involved in this. So these are people who are looking for a legacy outside of the sport that they play. I'm here for it. I'm very proud of these young men and older men, these young men and possibly women who have made a decision that they would like to give back in that way. That's something that doesn't die. And a lot of people will forget you after your last touchdown, unless your last touchdown was in the Super Bowl or something like that. A lot of people will forget you after your last three-pointer, unless your last three-pointer was a game 7 of the NBA Finals. So, yeah, I am 100% here for them doing to further their legacy beyond sports. And more to this is the partnership is going to look to capitalize on content produced, written, and distributed by current and retired professional athletes and give pro athletes the opportunity to pool their resources to finance, produce, distribute, and participate in the IP ownership that they create. This firm is one of the only Black owned animation studios in the world, hence the Motown of Animation. So I thought that was a good thing because we so often hear about professional athletes either been doing the selfish thing and going out strip clubs, seeing people bouncing, and all this old foolishness, or we're gonna buy this, we're gonna invest in Wingstop, and which is not a bad thing. I eat my share of Wingstop, but what else can you leave uh, for your people? What else are you giving your community back besides your ability to play these sports? And I think this is a hell of a way. And we talk about Kobe Bryant, who kind of paved the way for this thing. Can't say that he's the first. I don't know that for certain, but I do know that Dear Basketball gave Kobe Bryant an opportunity to demonstrate the power of animation and how a player's legacy can live on beyond their playing days, beyond their playing days, and past uh, the point where they are no longer with us. We are going to definitely remember Kobe. In years from now, you can find this short and see what else Kobe had to offer this this world besides his amazing basketball talent and his very, very beautiful family, you know. Uh, so yeah, excuse me, I'm sorry. These are things that I guess once you get to a certain age, anyway, you start thinking like, what else am I leaving? What am I leaving? Like if I was to go today, and my son wanted a future grandchild of mine to know my personality, how would he do that? He would just simply hit play on a YouTube video or on a podcast that I've done, and you can see I might be a little over the top sometimes. You would get a good picture of who I was, I think. And this is a good way for them to share who they are outside of the sport. And I'm going to go back up to the top, and I'm going to catch up with some of you guys' comments. Uh, I think Clarence agreed with me. Wonder Woman 84 was bad. I'm glad I'm not alone in that. My brother called it rat infested garbage. I didn't go that far, but when I talked to my brother, he said it was rat infested garbage. And D, I don't even have to tell you which brother said that because it just sounds like one of them. Only one of them would have said that. um, D, masquerading as her husband Jimmy, says, "I love this short." So yeah, Hair Love was absolutely beautiful, as was Dear Basketball, and I can't wait to see what everybody comes up with in the future as this deal kind of comes to fruition. I want to see what people come up with. Then we have Stacy saying, "Represent." That's what it's all about. Represent. Uh, D again says, "This sounds great. I hope this opens more doors for bigger endeavors for Black people." It definitely will, if done correctly. Like, hopefully, hopefully, some people uh, have taken advantage of athletes in the past and let them start some stuff that they knew all they really wanted out of this was the money. But this one, I think it sounds like something that is definitely uh, in the best interest of the players and the public. We won't actually get something outside of throwing this ball or bouncing a ball, you know. And then D also said, "I didn't see Dear Basketball. It is, I'm gonna say, look it up online and watch it. You will be impressed with what Kobe Bryant, who, like I said, won an Oscar. Kobe Bryant, y'all." So not only was he uh, outstanding, one of the greats, like arguably, because as long as Michael Jordan is alive, in my mind, he is, it's going to be an argument, but he is arguably one of the greatest to play the game, if not the greatest, depending on who you ask. So yes, I am so glad that you guys were sharing your thoughts about the Motown of Animation. I'm excited to see what they come up with in the future, and I hope you guys are too. Now I'm going to talk about something just downright dumb: the People's Choice Awards nominations. And look, I should call it downright dumb because somebody, who was it, UD, who told me, "Hey, they just announced the People's Choice Awards nominations." I know I talked to oh well, who was it? Lord have mercy. I talked to Lysandra. Gosh, I'm really reaching for names today. I'm reaching for names today. I was talking to Lysandra, and she was, mentioning the People's Choice Awards. And I'm like, the People's Choice Awards. Remember how my brother said Wonder Woman 84 was rat infested garbage? Well, that's what the People's Choice Awards are. However, if y'all want to talk about it, and if anybody else ever has a topic they want my opinion on, I don't mind sharing my opinion. It might not always be lined up with what you think, but you can always submit a topic to me. Uh, you can do it at Sinister. You know what? I'm gonna have to. I'll type out. If you're not part of the Facebook group, I'm gonna need you to get there first, and then second, you can either follow. You can follow me on Twitter. Even I'm gonna need you to do one of those things because you can submit your topics there with the hashtag weekly wrap up at me the weekly wrap up, so that I'll know that this is something that you guys want to talk about. But this People Choice Awards, I say it's some garbage simply because this is not based on talent or anything else. It's mostly based on who's got the bigger fan base. And I'm going to give you some examples because oh, nope. D was telling me about Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So that means that it was Lysandra who came at me with the People's Choice Awards. And D, I forgot to pull some info. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Lysandra, oh, I didn't even know she was here. Lysandra says she's with me 100% about the People's Choice Awards, and they are garbage. And this is like after me and her, after we talked about the week this people's after we talked about the People's Choice Award, we we went through the nominations, and it was like, how did this even get nominated? How? And I'm going to share a few with you. Um, oh, Stacy says you'll need your granddaughter to set you up on those other sites. She's brain stumped. You know what? If anybody can set you up, it's gonna be a kid. And I'm talking about the younger the kid, the better. It's like they born knowing how to use all of the social medias. They do things that you think are impossible quite easily. And I remember being that kid. I remember being the one kid in the house who can set the time on the VCR or to set the timers. There were so many different things that you could do with the VCR remote that the older people didn't know how to do. And I'm like, well, give me that. And I could just figure it out. Not anymore. Not anymore. I have to have basically a freaking tutorial for everything. I can't just figure things out anymore. As my son tells me sometimes, you used to be so smart. Oh gosh. And I don't mind him saying it because, I'm losing my brain cells. Okay, so just just to give you guys some examples of what the People's Choice Awards is given. Um, NBC and E announced the nominees for the 2021 People's Choice Awards on Wednesday. The film was led by the Fast Nine. Oh, I'm sorry, by Fast Nine. Girl, what was that? Oh, the film field was led by Fast Nine, the Fast Saga, which garnered 8 nominations, including Movie of 2021. Now, I didn't watch this. Spoiler alert: I stopped watching the Fast franchise some time ago, but this would be the one where they drove a car to space, right? I'm just I'm just trying to make sure. This is the one where they was in space in a car. You hear that Chicago car in a car. Um, that is absolutely terrible. That's horrible. How does that even happen? Okay, but then on TV, Marvel's Loki conjured up 5 nominations, including Show of 2021, while Ted Lasso, This Is Us, and Grey's Anatomy each had 4. Now, when I say, and of course, again, subjectivity, I'm gonna like something that you might not like. You gonna love something that I hate. That's just the way movies and film goes. It's not for everybody. However, I can see why Loki was nominated 5 times, including Show of 2021, because across a wide spectrum, a huge demographic of people enjoyed Loki. So I can see it. Then we have Dwayne Johnson. He's male movie star of 2021 for Jungle Cruise, which technically I can see. Anytime Dwayne Johnson is nominated for one of these fan voted events, I understand why. That charismatic, uh, uh, and then he's everywhere. He's like one of the biggest stars in flipping America. So of course, he's also the male TV star for 2021 for Young Rock and the social media star for 2021 for his Instagram prowess. And I guess if you are going to be popular on a social media site, Instagram, TikTok is probably, if those are your top uh if those are your top platforms, you will definitely get voted for something like this, because those platforms skew towards younger users. And younger users, crazy enough, they will vote. They'll vote in these things. Now, when they get older, will they vote in elections? Probably not. But they will vote for the People's Choice Awards. um, So the People's Choice Awards celebrate all forms of entertainment with winners chosen entirely by the people. And there are 40 categories of this thing. And then you can choose 8 nominees representing movies, television, music, and pop culture. Another thing that uh, Lysandra and I stumbled upon as we were laughing about these these entries for the nominations was that I could vote like 25 times for each one of these categories. I got 25 votes to use for each one of these categories. If that ain't the if that's tell me that that's not stupid. How do I get to vote 25 times for each one of these categories? If something is not right. Something is rotten in Denmark. So they're gonna if you're interested, and I hope I haven't like talked anybody out of watching it, um because if this is your thing, I'm sorry, but it's going to air simultaneously on NBC and E for the first time, and it's going to take place on December 7th at 9 p.m. Eastern. So like 8 p.m. where I am, from the Barker Hangar in Santa Monica. And they're going to have a special red carpet at 7 p.m. Now, again, here's your movie of the year choices: Black Widow, Coming to America, Fast 9, The Fast Saga, Dune, No Time to Die, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, The Tomorrow War, and Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that probably only 2 movies deserve to be on that list. And I'll let you figure out which 2 movies it is. Then the comedy movie of 2021, I'm not going to go through them all. These are ones that just kind of annoyed the shit out of me. Excuse my French. Excuse my French. The comedy movie of 2021, Coming to America, Free Guy, He's All That, Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, Jungle Cruise, Space Jam, A New Legacy, Thunder Force, and Vacation Friends. Okay. Action movie of 2021. These are actually some decent choices. They're not the perfect choices, but they're decent. Black Widow, Fast 9, Godzilla vs. Kong, No Time to Die, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, The Suicide Squad, The Tomorrow War, Venom, Let There Be Carnage. I'm going to give you one more category. I'm not even going to go down into the actors and all of that stuff because really, I might hurl. But one more category is the drama movie of 2021. Of course, there are 8 choices. A Quiet Place 2, which is pretty much a horror. That could have gone in horror. Cruella is a family movie. That probably could have gone there. Dune, that can stay. That can stay as a drama, even though it was a sci-fi fantasy. Fatherhood, which probably, because I haven't seen it, but it probably fits more into a drama movie than the rest of these. Halloween Kills, because when you think drama, the first thing you think is Michael Myers. In the Heights, the movie Old, and the movie Respect. So those were the choices. They're just so all over the place. It kind of doesn't make sense that these are all in categories with one another, but who am I? It is crazy. Lysandra, I see your comment. Going back, let's see. Davina, it's the one I have on the screen. Davina says, I love the Rock Child, but he is all over Instagram and very family oriented. Oh, if he ever run for any office, folks will vote for him. That's scary to me, because just because he's a decent action star does not mean that he's going to make good decisions for you and your family. You know what I'm saying? Because, he's very family oriented. Yeah, he does do a lot for all kinds of underprivileged families out there, but will he make those same decisions if he's sitting in a chair and he can really make decisions that benefit him and his family a little bit more? His thoughts and his thought process might turn to be different because he's in a position to make things better for himself. I mean, and I know this is a horrible example, but we saw what happened when Trump got in office, and I'm not trying to make this political, but there were opportunities, and this is as political I'm going to get. There were opportunities for him to make decisions that benefited his family and his friends more than over others, and he took that opportunity damn near every time. And that is what I'm saying about any person who is not politically, a person who doesn't had no other inclinations of being a politician, just off of being popular in movies. That's scary. There are too many people who are for the people and have proven it time and time again, who run for office and they don't win because they're running against a celebrity. It's not a popularity contest like that. So yeah, it's scary. It's scary to me. Stacy threw in her 2 choices for those that drama category. I'm sorry, the action But which one was it? Movie of the year, Dune and Venom. Me and you agree on 1 out of 2. Lysandra says Old was good. Well, I actually like M. Night Shyamalan. I can never say his name as a director anyway, so I kind of lean towards his stuff all the time. She said, "Thanks, I'm old." Stacy, you so silly. And then D says, "Facts, facts on that about The Rock running for office. You actually the example I was thinking about. Yes, actually the example I was thinking about. Trump. Yep. Just because you can get the votes, don't mean you should be there. And I'm not speaking on his anything else except for some of his policies. I'm not even speaking on the personal shit." We're going into Tiger King 2. Is this your king? Is this your king? I can't understand. Well, I yes, I can. Because I continuously say it. If it makes money, if it's popular, there will always be a sequel. I don't care if you watch everybody blow up, to include the planet blew up at the end of the show or movie. If it makes enough money, they will reassemble that planet and bring all them people that you watch die right back to make some more money. Money over everything. We know that. So, Tiger King 2 trailer. Netflix previews the continuing saga of Joe Exotic. Now, I don't know how many people watched the Lion. No, I mean, not the Lion King. Lord have mercy. The Tiger King. Um, it was interesting. It gave me a peek into what it's like to be a crazy white person. Like, these are things that I could not imagine doing. Um, you have Joe Exotic, who had this habitat for tigers, and he was not uh, the best keeper of the tigers. He was not good at all with them tigers. And then you had this lady, and oh gosh, Carol Baskins. And then she had this whole flipping saga going around about her and her husband, and he turned up missing. He's never been found, and she went for decades without being a suspect. And I'm like, I wonder how long it would take for me to be arrested if my husband just suddenly went missing and I became a millionaire because of it. I wonder how long it would be before the police would come and knock him. I'll wait. I'll tell you, it won't be long at all. I don't know. This lady, I can't say she killed her husband, but I think she knows a little bit more than what she is letting on. All that to say this, because it was honestly, it was entertaining. I actually really liked watching it because it was a freaking uh, dumpster fire of freaking fireworks. So the dumpster was on fire, and there was fireworks on the inside of it. And so as this thing burns, all kinds of flares and beautiful things start happening. And yeah, I am 100% invested into seeing what else these stupid people get into, because this is just some shit that I couldn't imagine doing. Like having all them tigers, getting mad at the tigers for being tigers biting people and running around, and just, they doing tiger shit. They tigers. Why are you mad at the tiger for being a tiger? The tiger is doing what he's supposed to do. The problem is y'all got him on some small land, a small amount of land, and you expect this tiger to perform or to act like a dog or a cat. No, these are not animals that are meant to be held on uh, populated areas. They're supposed to be in the wild. I'm gonna watch it. I am. I'm gonna watch it. It's gonna be premiering on November 17th. And it's described by Netflix like this: with Joe Exotic behind bars and Carol Baskin closing in on ownership of his disreputable zoo, the Emmy nominated saga continues its twisted course with Tiger King 2 as newfound revelations emerge on the motivations, backstories, and secrets of America's most notorious big cat owners. Old enemies and frenemies, including Jeff Lowe, who was a piece of garbage, Tim Stark, Alan Glover, and James Garretson, return for another season of murder, mayhem, and madness. Thought you knew the whole story? Just you wait. Um, Best line of the trailer says the king himself, Joe Exotic. Jeff and Lauren are like two rabid dogs in a goldfish bowl. Because that makes sense. So if you don't think like I am so serious and so smart about so many things, if you don't think I watch dumb stuff every now and then, I really and truly did sit down and watch the entire first season of the Tiger King, and I watched it quickly. Like I watched it very quickly. Like I binged it super fast. And Stacy says, we are surrounded by stupid people. Ah, yeah. Sometimes they're so stupid, it's funny. And sometimes it's not. The stupidity ain't funny. You just get so mad. How can somebody be so stupid? Yet here we are. Here we are. Our next topic. We were running right through them today, too. Guess it's not a bunch of Reinhardt ain't here. That's what the issue is. Reinhardt ain't here. Uh, we were running through our topics quickly. To Infinity War and beyond, Chris Evans is set to voice Buzz Lightyear for his origin story. Okay, so now you learned that I like stupid stuff from time to time from the Tiger King thing. I also like animation. I like animation quite a bit, but there are certain like family oriented things that I don't watch. I don't get all into. Um, Toy Story is not one of those things. I am going to watch a Toy Story movie whenever it comes out. The same thing with The Incredibles. I feel very attached to those characters. There are certain shows that are made for children that I am certainly going to dive headfirst into. Add to that, we have we have Chris Evans, who was Captain America. Duh. Of course, you guys know who Chris Evans is. We have him voicing Buzz Lightyear. He's getting his origin story with none other than Chris Evans voicing him. And it's a Pixar movie, Lightyear. They came out with a trailer this week. I will share that in the group because I don't think I have done that yet. But Chris Evans is going to infinity and beyond. Captain America himself is voicing Buzz Lightyear in Pixar's upcoming origin story for everyone's favorite Toy Story character, Lightyear. Pixar released the first trailer for the animated family-friendly sci-fi movie on Good Morning America on Wednesday. Lightyear is not following the toy, Tim Allen's toy, the voice, the toy. You remember the toy, Buzz Lightyear. This movie is going to introduce the real life inspiration for that Buzz Lightyear toy. And that is who Chris Evans is playing in this. And I can't wait. It's like the real life human astronaut whose adventures inspired Buzz Lightyear is going to be the focus of the film, which is coming out next year, 2022. In the trailer, You get the real Lightyear suit up for what will surely be a dangerous and daring space mission. He boards a space shuttle with the ground control crew anxiously waiting as it blasts off into the unknown cosmos to the tune of David Bowie's Starman. Lightyear explores alien planets, learns about space travel from an instructional robot, and finally gazes up on his iconic green and white spacesuit in the final moments of the trailer. So I shouldn't be. I'm excited for it. I'm going to watch it. And maybe you are too. Let me know in the chat if you plan on watching the Buzz Lightyear origin story called Lightyear. I'm I'm excited for it. More excited than I should be. We'll put it like that. I am far more excited than I should be. But yeah. So let me know what you think about Lightyear. Stacy says that sounds great. It absolutely does to me. Sometimes I gotta let the kid in me wake up. Kid in me gotta wake up. But I love what Pixar brings to animation most of the time. And if it's something that I guess that I shared when my son was with my son when he was a little person, I'm more likely to continue to follow the franchise. And the Toy Story franchise, the Incredibles, that kind of thing. Those were things that me and my son and my nephews would do together, and it holds a special place to me. It really does. Not to mention that they're always so well done, but it also makes me feel like, you know, uh, remembering that nostalgia from when they was little kids and they wanted to hang out with me. Okay, our next topic. Like I said, we moving straight through this thing today. The Eternals. This has been a long awaited movie, and everybody has been, uh, I guess, sitting on the edge of your seat to see what Chloe Zhao, who is an Oscar winner, who is the reigning Oscar winning director, trying to see what she was going to do with given the opportunity to helm a Marvel project. And let me tell you, uh, people either are hating on Chloe, and I don't always want to default to that. People are either hating on Chloe though, or this movie ain't gonna be as good as many of us thought it would. Now, let us keep in mind that film is subjective. Just because you like something does not mean everybody in the world is going to like it. Just because you dislike something doesn't mean everybody in the world is going to dislike it. So we take what these critics say, myself included, with a grain of salt. Don't just hang your hat on what I say. Sometimes you need to check into something yourself because you have a feeling that you might feel different about this movie, TV show, whatever. Because I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna like what I like, and there's not too many people gonna talk me in or out of it. You might be able to say, Tasha, what you missed that this show or movie was trying to show you was this, this, and this, and then I'll be like, oh, well, then I need to watch it again with that in the back of my mind because sometimes I don't understand. I don't understand what people be trying to get at sometimes. And sometimes I just really don't like something. It just depends. But again, take this with a grain of salt. Do not let what I say here right now determine whether or not you support any movie but specifically in this case the Eternals, all right? The Eternals has the lowest rating of any Marvel movie by the critics right now. Now, of course, the movie doesn't come out widely until November 5th. I'll be seeing it on the preview night on the 4th of November. But November 5th is when this movie drops for the general public. So right now, the only people who have seen Eternals are the critics, and they are not liking this movie. That is kind of scary because number one, it's a very ambitious thing. It kind of pivots the MCU in a direction that we haven't seen it go before. And this is not from me saying this or knowing this. This is what critics have said. And let me make this just a little bigger so you might be able to read along. It says the critics' consensus: an ambitious superhero epic that soars slightly more than it strains. Eternals takes the MCU in intriguing and occasionally confounding new directions. So a lot of people are saying it's a whole different kind of MCU movie. The MCU has basically it has kind of a formula. This movie deviates from that formula, according to all of the, not all, 60% of the critics like the movie. So let's just get that straight. When you see that 60% on a tomato meter, that's how many approved. That's how many liked it. And that makes it fresh. And now I explained what fresh and rotten and all of those things mean on the tomato meter, but I'm going to give you a little another refresher course in just a moment, especially since um, Clarence and I are going to definitely be reviewing for them. It's just a matter of when for me. Like, how long is it going to be for me to get where I need to be to get certified to do this thing? So yeah, the Marvel Studios Eternals features an exciting new team of superheroes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, ancient aliens who have been living on Earth in secret for thousands of years. Following the events of Avengers Endgame, an unexpected tragedy forces them out of the shadows to reunite against mankind's most ancient enemies, the Deviants. Now, I'm going to see this movie Thursday, so you know that that's our film review Friday for the week. Just be ready. We have a PG-13 rating, which is per usual for a Marvel movie. It's got fantasy, violence, and action per usual. It says brief sexuality and some language. Now, I don't know what this brief sexuality is for sure, but I have heard that it's because one of the characters in the movie is gay, and the fact that he is gay and he has a male husband, he has a husband, and they share a kiss. Because of this, brief sexuality was thrown in here, and I think that's garbage. You guys are shoving, and please don't think that I'm saying that the the LGBTQ community shouldn't be something we commonly see. It is your business. Your sexuality is your business. In a movie, these people are acting, and they are, how am I going to put this without putting my foot in it? They're acting, and we see depictions of heterosexual love all the time. Never do we see brief sexuality because Tony Stark kisses Pepper Potts. I don't remember seeing brief sexuality for that. So, if we are supposed to be uh, being flexible and understanding of the LGBTQ community, why do you have to put brief sexuality in the rating of a movie just because two men kiss? And I mean, I hope we don't have to see them go to Pound Town. I don't want to see all of that, but I also don't want to see anybody going to Pound Town. Really. So um that kind of that's one of the things that kind of set different with me, is that this brief sexuality in some language. The rest of that stuff is stuff that we get in every MCU movie. Um the movie is 2 hours 37 minutes long. That is long. That's long. And am I going to sit for 2 hours, 37 minutes? Of course I am, because I am an MCU fan. Not just a fan, I'm a stupid, stupid super fan of that. So, of course, I'm going to be there. I'm going to watch it. And I'm going to be honest, when I see this movie, if I don't like it, I'm going to tell you I don't like it. If I do like it, I'm going to tell you I do. And I really hope that I do like it. I hope that I like the movie. I'm going to read just a couple of the people who marked it rotten. I'm going to read just a couple of them so we can see maybe what their major arguments were. And they don't give spoilers, so we don't have to worry about that most of the time. Mick LaSalle of the San Francisco Chronicle says it takes a special kind of movie, anti-magic, to make an entire audience indifferent to the potential destruction of the planet and the elimination of all life and Earth. Eternals manages it. That's scary. Dana Stevens from Slate says Zhao, a director whose previous 3 films have all centered on the everyday lives of working class rural outsiders, seems ill-suited to a movie of this scale and frankly uninterested in the fight scenes. And a lot of us, we want to see a good fight in the Marvel movie, so I can see how that can piss you off. Um, Last but not least, I'm going to read uh, this last review from Wade Major from synagogues.com, where Kubrick and Clark took seriously the idea that human evolution may be prompted by alien intercession. Eternals, oh, they forgot to put a space. Eternals makes the whole thing part of some gargantuan intergalactic eugenics experiment wrapped in pop philosophy and popcorn authoritarianism. Ooh, that was deep. One more. How about that? One more. Representation should be the headline grabber for Eternals, but instead, the conversation around the film will likely focus on how much of a disappointment it is. Wow. So, those were some of the people's complaints about this movie. We're going to talk about the tomato meter just a little bit. The tomato meter score is based on the opinions of hundreds of film and television critics, and it is a trusted measurement of critical recommendation for millions of fans. Again, do not go see a movie or not see a movie solely based on a critic, because they might like some stuff that you have no interest in, and they might big up it, and then you find out that it is some hot garbage. Okay. So back in the days of the open theaters, when a play was particularly atrocious, the audience expressed their dissatisfaction by not only booing and hissing at the stage, but also throwing whatever was at hand, vegetables and fruits included. So this is why we are called this the tomato meter. Um, when at least 60% of the reviews for a movie or TV show are positive, a red tomato is displayed to indicate its fresh status. When less than 60% of reviews for a movie or TV show are positive, a green splat is displayed to indicate its rotten status. Certified fresh status is a special distinction awarded to the best reviewed movies and TV shows. In order to qualify, movies or TV shows must meet the following requirements: a consistent tomato meter score of 75% or higher, at least 5 reviews from top critics. Films in wide release must have a minimum of 80 reviews. This also applies for films going from limited to wide release. And films in limited release must have a minimum of 40 reviews. Only individual seasons of a TV show are eligible, and each must have a minimum of 20 reviews. So, this is how you know when they say, hey, this is absolutely certified fresh. They're saying that it's because it reached that number of reviewers and they were all positive or mostly positive, at least 75% positive. That makes a movie certified fresh. Right now, Eternals is fresh, but it's teetering on the line of being rotten, which is something we really haven't gotten from an MCU movie ever. So let's see. Oh, so yeah. Now we have now we have the question is, should we worry about what's going on with Eternals? Do we think that Eternals is going to bomb at the box office because of what the critics say? I myself am going to say no, I don't think it will. And the reason why I don't think it will is because people, again, are smart enough to know what they like, what they think they'll like. You never know until you get there whether you're going to really like it or not, but what you think you like. And if you're an MCU fan, which the MCU has billions of, if you're an MCU fan, you're going to see this movie. Now, one of the things about a lot of MCU movies is the rewatchability of that movie. Many of us go to see a MCU movie like me. I went to go see Shang-Chi. I enjoyed it so much. I think it maybe 2 days ago. I mean, 2 days later, I went back. So these are the rewatchability. The fact that this movie is calling you back to the theaters or whatever. That is something that we look for in an MCU title. And what it looks like to me is that a lot of people are saying that this is not one of those titles. Of course, I'm gonna judge that for myself. I'm gonna see how I feel about the movie on Thursday, and we can sit down on Friday and chat it up and talk about um, what we thought of the Eternals, or at least what I thought. Hopefully, some of you go see it that day early on that Thursday screening as well, so we can make it a conversation. But hopefully, I enjoy the movie. I'm taking again what the critics say with a little grain of salt. I don't need them to tell me what to like. Some people do. Some people who are kind of in and out of this MCU thing. They are not huge MCU fans. This might be a title that is too ambitious for them. They might not like it. I'm saying, give it a chance. Jeez. Or listen to somebody that has the exact same taste in movies and TV that you have. You don't necessarily, nobody likes everything the same, I don't think. But I say give it a chance. Let's see. Now, that's all my topics. And I'm going to tell y'all, last night, after I got through with Film Review Friday, I think I went to bed early enough to say that it was like a regular hour. Like, I think I might have been in the bed before 11. Can't be 100% sure. Might be exaggerating a little. I think I was in the bed before 11. So, yay, me. It seems like my sleep is getting back on track. Nope. No. I was right back up at 2 o'clock. So, since I was up, I just binged Colin in Black and White on Netflix. It doesn't take much to binge it. I think I might have started watching at about 2:30. I was through watching all of the episodes before 6 o'clock. So it's really like it's not the episodes are not that long. And this was one of course, that I'm going to want to talk about tomorrow for Stream Something Sundays, which is a new show that I said I was going to tell you guys about. So some of you know. If you didn't know, now you going to know. I'm going to start a new show on Sundays called Stream Something Sundays. And the reason why I started that show is because I got a lot of stuff coming up, streaming stuff like Star Trek Prodigy, Star Trek Discovery. Those are the two big ones that jump out to me the most. Then we have Hawkeye, I'm going to want to discuss. Then we have The Mandalorian, not The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett. That comes first. So all of these shows that we're going to want to discuss. And I'm like, okay, am I going to have time to make videos for all of these shows? How are we going to make sure that we are touching on them all? When we talk about a streaming show, from now on, we're going to do it on a Sunday. And if there is Star Trek in the mix, we're going to always lead off with Star Trek. Hopefully that makes sense. Unless something ridiculous happens and you guys implore me to start with something else, we're going to start with Star Trek. So tomorrow on the inaugural episode of Stream Something Sunday, which I'm so excited about, and I probably should have worn this dress tomorrow. I knew I had it hanging on that door for some reason. This probably was supposed to be tomorrow's outfit because it goes so well with the logo. Let me see. Do I even have that logo available for you guys to see? But anywho, um, yeah, I watched Colin Kaepernick's show, um, Colin in Black and White, and I had some. Oh, yeah, I had some time last night and I watched it and I enjoyed most of it. And if you want to know my really what I really felt, what I really felt, you're gonna have to tune in tomorrow to Stream Something Sundays. It is also going to come at 3 o'clock. So tomorrow at 3, if you want to join me, Stream Something Sundays, we're going to talk about Colin in Black and White. We are going to talk about Prodigy. And then finally, we are going to talk about a show called La Brea. And I don't know if anybody else is watching this show. I'm going to tell you who got me to watching that show. When I was a guest host on Clarence's podcast, uh, no, as a matter of fact, it was the next week that they said something about La Brea. Clarence got me watching Room 104 on HBO Max, and that might be one that we start from the beginning because it's an anthology, and I absolutely love anthology shows where you can just pick up anywhere and it makes sense to you. But also, I liked on La Brea, his host, one of his co-hosts, the next week was like, this is what he was watching in his downtime, La Brea. He described the show as, hey, it comes on NBC or Peacock if you watch stuff on streaming the way I do. Um, so it was about this massive sinkhole that opens up in LA. And of course, if a sinkhole opens up on the LA freeway or whatever, lots of people are going to fall down into the sinkhole, and it's a huge, massive sinkhole. And what we find out is that those people fell through a portal that basically took them back to 10,000 BC. It is so wild. And look, it is not the best show. It has it's kind of in some spots silly. It's some things me and my son was like, look at this silly. So some things are silly, okay, but for the most part, it keeps your interest and it makes you wonder, okay, how did this even happen? How do you fall from 2020 into 10,000 BC? And like it's other people down there. It's just all kinds of wildness going on this show. And I'm like, now I'm watching La Brea. So And it releases, of course, one episode a week. But right now we are 5 episodes in, or I think maybe 6, 5 or 6 episodes in. So tomorrow I am going to talk about, say, the first 4 episodes, and then we can catch up together. I've seen them all, but I'm gonna give y'all a chance. If you want to watch along, I am going to give you an opportunity by making sure that I only talk about the first 4 episodes. You might like it. And Davina said, "No wonder you didn't text me back. Shoot, I didn't get to watch it yet." Oh, girl, I ain't even looked at my telephone since last night. I don't know what happened after 10. I want to say about 10:15. I got off the phone with Lysandra. I was eating me some eggs and sausage, egg, and cheese sandwiches that I just stood up in the middle of the night and made me some dang on breakfast. And then I was sleepy after that. I guess you eat sausage, egg, and cheese for a midnight snack or a late night snack. I guess you would fall asleep, huh? And then there are these things. Like, I'm drinking, this one is Neurosonic. So it's kind of like an energy drink, gives you like a little punch. But I drink one called Neuro Sleep. My son put me on. He had to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go to work. So he put me on to the Neuro Sleep, and then I saw the Neurosonic. The Neuro Sleep has been helping me go to sleep. It's not helping me stay to sleep. So for me to stay asleep, I got to get like super duper high. I got to take sleeping pills, the THC gummies, pain pills because my back be killing me. So y'all ain't want to know all that. Y'all ain't want to know all that. And Stacy, is called Stream Something Sunday. So Stream Something Sunday is just what it says. Y'all stream something. We gonna talk about it on Sunday. Hell. Now Davina says, I was out doing Uber. That's why I was up so early. Maybe I can try that drink for Jimmy. Like I said, it'll help me go to sleep. It doesn't help me stay to sleep. I took the drink and I was back up by 2 o'clock. So, hopefully it works better for you. But I got to take a whole lot of stuff for me to go to sleep and stay asleep. And then I'll just say, I know how you feel about the sleep. So yeah, I'm like this. If I'm not getting great sleep, I might as well be working. So I'm up thinking of new ways to improve the show. I'm picking the brains of some of my loyal listeners about what I can do to improve things. And one of the things that was recommended to me that I put into practice rather quickly was from Clarence. And he said to look into StreamYard to do my basically my production and distribution for this podcast or for this YouTube channel. And if you look at some of the things that are different about the show today over other days, you are seeing put in practice some of the things that were capable of StreamYards, to include me not missing comments when somebody is on Facebook and there's somebody else on YouTube. All of my comments are coming to one spot. I can see quite clearly how many people are watching. I can see how many likes I got on Facebook, that kind of thing. So it puts everything in one spot, and I truly appreciate that. I also learned that there was a little spot that I can go to make my intro, outro videos, and I think that adds a little something to the show as well. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the intro, outro. If you didn't see the one for the weekly wrap up, I'm about to push the button right now because maybe I'm gonna push it right now. So yeah, that's like my new intro for the weekly wrap up. I thought that was so cute. So those are things that are making little visual differences, because if it's not interesting looking, people ain't gonna hang around. But I still need everybody who supports me, and I appreciate your support, to consider sharing it with your friends, sharing my channel with your friends, people you don't like, even. I don't care. You don't like them, and you send them this, send them this. If you love them, send them this, because honestly, that's the only way I'm going to grow. I'm not going to grow by myself. It's going to be a community effort, and hopefully, you all can help me get close, or just even just instead of it being five or six of us here, instead of it being like that, maybe we can get it to where there's 10 or 20, and then build from there. Let's see. Great minds never sleep. Davida says, great minds never sleep. Girl, and look at you. You got, I just realized that it's Davina, it's not Jimmy this time, but you're looking so beautiful with all that lustrous hair. But yeah, um, great minds never sleep. And another thing I was thinking, and I don't know why it's been on my mind, is like how it's say big minds, they could talk about ideas. Average minds talk about events. Small minds talk about people. I always want to be up there. I want to be talking about ideas. I want somebody to tell me what the what we can do to make this thing blow up, so that we could be just another voice that is representing our perspective. And that as long as I'm talking, I'm going to represent our perspective. So hopefully you guys can help me do that. And D says, I love the StreamYard so far. Thanks, Clarence. Yes, absolutely. I think Clarence might have checked out on us early, but it's okay, because I know he's always here, and he's always generally on time. So um, I do appreciate him for his input. Everybody is putting in uh, good input on ways to make things better, and I am truly, I'm humbled that you all are helping me, but I'm also humble enough to know that I don't know everything. And you guys are viewers. You get to see it in a way that I don't get to see it. So if it's something that you're seeing that I can do better or different, let me know, because uh, I'm either going to agree or disagree. And if I don't try it, I don't know whether it will work for this channel. Stacy says, well, I guess I'm gonna say my byes and send my loves. Sleep. Warm milk with one tea. Molasses helps me. You're gonna have me trying tea and milk. Now wait a minute, Stacy, before you say your byes, because I need to know about this tea and this milk. Um, do you warm your milk and put a tea bag in it, or are you what was I gonna say? Are you making tea and then instead of creamer, you're putting milk in it? Let me know. And then the molasses, you're using that to sweeten, I'm guessing. I use honey to sweeten. So honey sweetens my tea, and then there's milk and all that stuff. Yeah. Let me know. I'm for real, Stacy, because I've been having some horrible sleep problems, like staying asleep. And it's been since probably around July, uh, at least around that time. And then I find myself sitting in stupid places sleeping. I'm falling asleep sitting at the computer. A teaspoon. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Let me go back up to what you said. Warm milk and a teaspoon of molasses. Is that what you're saying? I'm gonna try it, girl, because the difficulties that I'm having, um, I haven't had this problem in so long, where that I just can't stay asleep. I probably look tired as hell. You look at my eyes. I probably look tired as hell, and I'm pretty sure that when we get done here, I'm going to sleep. Have you tried the white noise app? I've heard that helps. Um, One of the things, I guess, not white noise, because I have to have something going for me to sleep anyway. So usually it is like I got a playlist of podcast episodes, and I don't know if that's activating my mind too much where I'm hearing that in my sleep and it's making me wake up. But I don't even do that every night. Like I kind of have to have voices going on that the white noise will probably, it might help. I might have to try it. It might help because usually for me it's voices. I have to hear voices for me to go to sleep. So this is why I turn the podcast on and have it down kind of low. So it's like whispering, somebody whispering sweet nothings in your ear. And because I don't want nobody whispering no sweet nothings in my ear, I um I will just listen to the podcast. Okay. Now Stacy said, the iron feeds your blood and the warm milk releases the calcium better. And then Davina says, I'm going I'm going to look into some things that may help you sleep. So yes, Stacy, I appreciate you. And I know we've been here for 2 hours almost, and I know that's a long time. I appreciate you, and I was very happy to see you back, girl, because I was worried. So I'm gonna have to get an email address or something for you so that I can keep up with you when I haven't seen you in a little while, because yeah, I was worried. And I don't know if I said it out loud, but I was sure. I definitely was thinking like, I hope she ain't got that thing. I hope she didn't catch that bug. We have to look out for our matriarch, our weekly wrap up matriarch, because she be here, honey. And she's been down for me like 4 flat tires on the Fleetwood going up a muddy hill backwards. And that's hard. So so I'm definitely gonna look out for you, Miss Mrs. Howard. Does anybody else have anything before I guess we call it 100? Um, I had I had extended some invites for people if they want to come on the show and be on screen with me. Nobody took me up. Nobody took me up on my offer, and that's fine. Just know that that offer does stand. For some, for some of you who would like to sit with me on the show. Davina said you saw Halloween Kills yesterday, and what did you think of Halloween Kills? Davina, give it to me. Tell me your thoughts on this movie. Say will do. Stacy said will do. Yo, I am fat. I am flat on the flat tire on the front tires. Yes, you have definitely been supportive. I appreciate you. And I'm gonna try the warm milk and the molasses. We're gonna see if that puts my butt to sleep and lets me stay to sleep. Now, Davina, I'm waiting. I'm waiting to hear what you thought of Halloween Kills. Hilarious, unbelievable. After all this time, they can't get this dude. I love the gory kills. Lysandra says, as soon as I get my stuff up, I'm going to come on with you. The invitation is there. What you say, D? I'm mad. We just get a good look at his face. I mean, they hinted like they was gonna show his face, and they never gave us the full frontal look of it. And hopefully the next movie we get all of that because it's supposed to be over. Really, it's supposed to be over. Ooh, goodness. That was a big burp. I couldn't even like turn away from the microphone. I hope y'all ain't hear that. Lord have mercy. That was disgusting. I apologize. But yep, I did it. I did it. But yeah. Anything else, you guys? Anything else? How many of you will be with me tomorrow to watch the stream something when we'll be talking about this Prodigy and Labria and what's the other one? Prodigy, Labria. What was the other show I said we go? Oh, Color in Black and White. Yeah. Now, don't think that I'm just gonna say I love that show just because it's Colin Kaepernick. Y'all know that he holds a very special place in my heart, but I ain't about to sugarcoat shit. All right, Stacy, I'll see you tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow. Stacy says she gonna be with me tomorrow. Yes. And how you got a moon roof? Now, what are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about the fact that his hair. I mean, when you think about the fact that Michael Myers is 60 something years old, he's supposed to have a moon roof. What he's not supposed to be able to do is pick people up with one hand off the ground and stab them with the other hand. You're not supposed to have the strength to do all of that when you're 61 years old. Shoot. Lysandra says, where can I watch these shows at? Colin in Black and White is on Netflix. So that's a show about Colin Kaepernick. It's on Netflix. It just came out yesterday. So I done binged through the whole thing. Tomorrow we'll probably talk about the first, let's say 3 episodes. So we can at least have 2 weeks of Colin in Black and White. La Brea is on NBC. If you watch stuff on television, it's on NBC. I don't know what night because I watch stuff on streaming. I'm about to burp again. I can feel it. Excuse me. So you can watch La Brea on NBC or on Peacock. That's where I'm watching it. And it comes out, I believe, every Friday, every Thursday or Friday. But right now there are 6 episodes available. So if you're going to watch, it, like I said, we're going to talk about the first 4 episodes of La Brea tomorrow. So the first 3 episodes of Colin Kaepernick's show, Colin in Black and White. Keep in mind, this is a limited series, so there likely will not be any season 2 of Colin in Black and White. Limited series means that there are a fixed number of episodes, and we got 6. So that's probably it, right? Okay, so that's Colin in Black and White, the first 3 episodes. La Brea, we'll talk about the first 4 episodes of La Brea, and it is on Peacock. And what was the other one? Prodigy. Star Trek Prodigy is on Paramount Plus, which is a whole different streaming service. You can also, I don't know when it's going to be on Nickelodeon. You can watch Prodigy, Star Trek Prodigy, on Nickelodeon and on Paramount Plus. But I'm gonna get you a better answer about Nickelodeon if it's on this, if it's on there right now on Nickelodeon. Now, Davina said he should be bald. He took out the whole damn fire department. I have never seen anyone ever get stabbed in the armpit. His mannerisms were hilarious. He was damn. You ain't dead after all I just did to you. What I didn't like about, and of course, we are far past me having to tiptoe on spoilers about Halloween Kills. We could talk about this. It's going to be some spoilers. I'm sorry. If you ain't seen it, it's been what? Flipping 4 weeks now. But anywho, what I don't like about Michael Myers is that everybody just waited around I'm gonna wait my turn for Michael to kill me. Why didn't they jump Michael Myers, the fire department? They got axes, they got pickaxes, they got all water hoses. Why did they wait for Michael to turn around and decide turn his attention to them and kill them? That doesn't make sense to me. And those are the things that oh, you know what? I forgot. Oh, I'm probably gone off of Facebook already. I forgot it's a 2-hour limit on Facebook. So you if you on Facebook, you might lose me because it's a 2-hour limit on Facebook. Yeah. So D said, yes, why? A damn chainsaw and you get your arm cut off. Why y'all waiting around on this? Now I understand the old people who were probably the only people who I didn't want to see die. And like you said, he did some like science experiment type ish to them, sticking them knives, and then he went back and got another knife. He was on something different when he killed them old people. I felt really bad about them. They the only people I felt sorry for. Everybody else deserved it. Everybody else deserved it. Y'all actually, it's a whole city of y'all. Y'all actually, instead of everybody saying, let's go get guns and kill Michael Myers, y'all went and got baseball bats. Y'all should have Swiss cheese Michael Myers, and then somebody should have cut his head off, and we wouldn't even be having this conversation right now. But instead, y'all went and got baseball bats against a monster that been through hell and back and ain't die. And y'all thought the baseball bats was gonna get the job done. I wasn't impressed at all. At all. The light bulb kills in the knife section. In the knife section, he did. Yes. Like, dude, what? And then again, the only other huge complaint that I have, besides everybody standing around and waiting their turn to be murdered by Michael Myers, is only one person, or maybe two. Okay, two people in the whole flipping movie ran from him. Everybody else trying to walk. Michael Myers just all he do is walk. That man is a power walker. He walks fast. But one thing he can't do is outwalk you while you running. Lasandra said they need to stop making that movie, but that again goes back to what I say. It's subjective. Just because we feel one way about a movie or a title or anything else, it's a whole world of people out there who love it. We could just say it's not for us. Even though I got a strong feeling that when that next one comes out, I'm going to be watching it. I am going to watch because I got to figure out what his motivation is. Because Davina, this is what we were talking about when I did the first review, is like that they hinted that they were getting to his motivation. We know that it's not Lori. So Lori is no longer we know that she's not the motivation. So what is it? And it has to do with that house. But what about the house? I can't understand how they can't outrun them, Bun. I'm trying to figure that out myself. Like, all you got to do is run. He's walking. Now, he might be walking kind of fast. He's still walking. He's walking. Davina says, it was entertaining, but I can agree it was not a great movie. I will be watching the last one too. It's something about that house. Yes. Something about the house. And he went straight to that window. This is the second time in his retarded butt that went straight to that window. So I guess I'm just so invested. I'm 48. This movie been around my entire life. So I am definitely trying to see why was you doing this? Why all this time? Why were you doing this? He's sending that energy into his piggy bank. I don't think Michael Myers cared nothing about no money. Nothing at all. I think killing people's souls are his currency. Heck. Did you see? Did you see that he kind of ran out of the closet? I'm like, okay, he is moving really fast. Again, I don't know if he ran. I'm gonna have to watch it again because all I see is him walking really fast. Like, okay, he walked fast. He's a power walker. If you really take off and only run for as long as you got wind, if you run for as long as you got wind and then go to your power walk and then run a little more, you should be able to outrun Michael Myers. But of course, he be doing some magic stuff too and just be popping up in places. So who knows? I don't know. Shoot. I don't think Halloween is ever going to end. You said, I don't think Halloween is ever going to end because if you think about it, it's always going to be a Halloween season, which is true. It doesn't have to end. He has to end. Somebody else can pick up the mantle and continue being the killer for Halloween. Michael Myers is 61 years old. You know, he's AARP. Michael Myers gets a senior citizen discount when he go buy all them knives. Michael Myers is old. He's a senior citizen. It's over for him. Somebody else needs to be the killer. Like he needs to get some of his blood mixed with theirs so we know, okay, that person is the killer next. Davina said, if they stop freaking falling and start running, how many people fell? All on the steps falling. I don't get it. And Lasandra says he's never gonna die. Be like, just die! Ah! Why are you still here? Tell me who I got to kill so that you'll die. Tell me, because I'm tired of it. You've been around 40 plus years, and I still don't know why. He said, not AARP. She said, he's in great shape for 60. Yes, he's strong. Like, he got all the muscles. He is super, super duper strong. And I just, again, the next movie coming out in 2022 in October, and I will be there. Honey, I'll be right there. If I'm still alive, I'm gonna be there. If I got to have my son take me, lead my old butt to the theater, I'm going. She said, you watch, there's gonna be a Son of Myers movie next. I would appreciate that. As long as it's not this old man still killing people for sport, I would appreciate having a Son of Myers. And Sandra said, I was wondering if they ever say anything about his dad. His dad. I have never heard anything about his fatherhood or his motherhood. I think he killed him. No, he killed the sister. Did he kill his mom and daddy? I don't think he did. When I thought us when I thought his face was going to be revealed, I was all up in the movie theater like, I can't see. Oh God. It says, son, how is that gonna happen? How does one man live for 40 years killing people and can't be killed back? He'd have been shot, stabbed, burned, run over. So are we really looking for stuff to make sense now, D? Look, y'all. It is getting to the point where I've got to go to the bathroom. And you know that's usually where we end it. I truly appreciate everybody for hanging out with me today. If you would like to continue these conversations, uh, including our talks about these new streaming series, Join me tomorrow for Stream Something Sunday on After the Snap at 3 p.m. Central Time. I'm going to be here. Look, if Chucky can keep coming back, there is hope for anyone. And that's where we're going to end it. Just like Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, Ghostface, and Chucky, they all come back. And I will come back to tomorrow at 3 p.m. Hope to see you there. And what was it? What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Oh, peace. Love you, miss you. Bye. Bye.